Welcome to the video. In this video, let's take an overview of the project initiation phase in project management. The project initiation phase is the first and most critical phase of the project management life cycle. It marks the beginning of the project and is essential for laying the groundwork for all future activities. So, in this phase, the project's objective, scope, stakeholder involvement, and the resources are defined. By the end of this phase, the project is officially authorized and clear. Uh, have the roadmap. The is set for the planning, execution, then monitoring and controlling. So here you can see we have the contents developing the project charter. A second number we have the identifying the stakeholders. Third, defining the project scope. Number four, setting the objectives. Number fifth, we have approval and authorization. Number six, establishing the project manager's authority. Number seven, key output of the project initiation. Then why is the project initiation important? Okay. The last we have the conclusion. So here we have the developing the project charter. The project charter is the you can say is the cornerstone document created during the project initiation phase. So it formally authorizes the project and provides the project managers with the authority to lead the project. So it serves as a guide for all activities in the project and ensure the alignment and understanding across the team and stakeholders. So here we have the importance of the project charter. So it's officially authorized the project to proceed, then grants the project manager authority to allocate resources and make decisions. Next, we have the contents of the product charter. So, first we have the product objectives. Okay, so this product objective actually, the clearly defines the goals and outcomes the product aims to achieve. So it answers the questions. What are we trying to accomplish? And the objectives should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. So you can see here the clearly defines the goals the product aims to achieve. Okay, so after that we have the high level product scope. So you can see here defines the boundaries of the product and set clear expectation of what is included and excluded. Actually, in high level project scope, we will define the boundaries of the project. So this includes both what project will deliver and what it will not. Okay, so it sets the expectation for stakeholders and then to minimizing the confusion later on. Number third, we have here the project stakeholders. So we will identify the key stakeholders involved in project. Okay, so identification the key stakeholders involved in the project, such as customer, sponsors, suppliers, team members, and any other party who have vested interested in the project. So we will define in a project initiation phase. Okay, and we will enter under the project charter. After that we have here the some more contents you can see of the product charter. So next we have the product manager. You can see here the names, the product manager and the authority. So product manager is the person, you can say, in charge or the leader of the project, and we will assign the authority here. Okay, so this section clearly defines the project manager's rules in managing the project and decision making authority. After that, we have here the high level timeline, provides a rough idea of the project start and end dates. So, although the timeline is not fully detailed at this point, the charter includes, you can say, an estimated start and end data for the project. So, this gives anyone a rough idea of the time frame involved. Okay, so next we have the initial budget. So estimates the project based on the resources needs. So this includes an estimated budget, providing the rough idea of how much the project will cost and resources needed. So the budget at this stage is not final and will be refined as the project moves into the planning phase. Next, we have the risk and assumption. So, identifies the high level risk and assumption affecting the project. So, identifies the potential risk that might impact the project and any assumption that need to be considered. We will perform in project initiation. Okay, so and we will also add into the project charter. So, these could be related to the market conditions, resource availability, or regulatory changes. Okay, so the project charter is typically signed by the project sponsor and the key decision makers. Okay, so next we have the sign off process. You can see here the project charter is signed off by the decision makers. Okay, so um, project chartered is the signed by the project sponsor and key decision makers, including the senior management, to officially approve the project and authorize the project manager to proceed. After that, we have here the identifying the stakeholders. So, when we talk about the stakeholders, so stakeholders are the individuals or groups who are affected by or have an interest in project. Identifying stakeholders early in critical to understanding their needs and expectations and ensuring that the project is aligned with those interest. Okay, so here we have the importance of the stakeholder identification. So its identification is the crucial for project success. Then you can see stakeholders can impact or be impacted by the project. Okay, so here we have the key steps in stakeholders identification. So first number, you can see we have here the identify the stakeholders, create a list of the potential stakeholders. So the first step is to identify all the people or a group who will be impacted by or have an influence over the project. Okay, so this includes the customers, suppliers, team members, regulatory bodies, investors, and other key players. Okay. So second number, we have here the analyze stakeholders. So categorize the stakeholders by influence and interest. So not all the stakeholders have the same level of influence or interest in the project. Okay. So we will categorize the stakeholder based on their power, influence, and involvement in the project. So our stakeholder matrix or the power interest grid can be useful for this analysis. After that, we have the manage expectations. So align stakeholders' needs with the with the project objectives. So once stakeholders are identified and analyzed, so it's important to manage their expectations, regular communication and alignment with their needs and concern will ensure that their interests are met. Okay, and reducing the likelihood of the conflict later. So next we have the stakeholder registered. So you can see here the document includes the detailed information on each stakeholder. So the stakeholder register is created to track stakeholder information. So next we have the defining the project scope. So, okay, before moving to the scope, let me add something more here related to the stakeholders. So, stakeholder register. So, stakeholder registered, as I have shared earlier, that the stakeholder register is created to track the stakeholders' information. It in we can say the register stakeholder register includes the name, stakeholder names or the organization, then the position of the stakeholders, and you can say the role of the stakeholders in the project, and then we will also mention here the interest and the uh, influence of the stakeholders. Okay, so we will also add here the preferred mode of the communication and frequency of updates. Okay, so all these things usually we add in the stakeholder register. Okay, so next we have the defining the project scope. So uh, when we talk about the product scope, so the scope defines what the product will deliver actually. Okay, and more importantly, you can say what it will not deliver. Okay, so this ensures that everyone has a clear understanding of the product's goals and prevents the scope creep. So the tendency for the product scope to expand beyond its original objectives. Okay, so here we have the importance of the scope definition defines the product boundaries to avoid the scope creep. So next we have the components of the scope. You can see here the first one we have product deliverable, so clear and measurable output of the product. So uh, the actually product deliverables, you can say, is defines the output of the product, such as the product, services, or document that will be provided once the product is completed. Second number, we have here the boundaries, define what is included and excluded from the product. So this actually defines clearly the work that is included in the product and what is excluded. Okay, for example, building a house might include the constructing the foundation, walls, and roof, but exclude landscaping. It's not part of the contract. Okay, so next we have the work breakdown structure. You can see here the high level WBS outlines major tasks and deliverables. So although a detailed WBS is usually created in a planning phase, not in the initiation phase. Okay, so just we will take the general idea. You can say as a high level WBS we will define. Okay, so a high level vision can be defined during initiation phase. So the breakdown, actually you can say the WPS breaks the product down into manageable tasks and deliverables. Okay. So next we have here the constant and assumption. So defining the limitations and assumptions that may impact the product, such as the budget constraints, time restrictions, and resource availability or market conditions. So assumptions are treated as the fact until proven otherwise. They need to be monitored closely. Okay. Next, we have the settings, the objective. So under this, the when we will define the objective, so we will define here the clear, measurable, and you can see achievable objectives. Uh, that you can see are the foundation for success in any product we will define. Okay, so the objective should align with the project's goals and guide all the activities throughout the project life cycle. Okay, so setting the objective. So importance of the clear objective, keep the project on track and focused. Then we have the SMART, SMART objectives. So under smart you can see we have here the specific, you can see specifics, measurable, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. So the specific means the objectives should be clear and specific, uh, means leaving no room for ambiguity, okay, or any confusion. Okay, so second, we have the measurable. So it means the progress and success of the project can be tracked with the quantifiable metrics. So after that, we have achievable. So it's mean the objectives should be realistic and possible within the available resources and constraints. Then we have here the relevant. So it means the means the we can say we will align the project with the broader project and the organizational goals. Okay, so time boundaries. So each objective should have a defined deadline for the completion. Okay, so this is our smart. Setting smart objectives helps to ensure that the team is working toward clear, achievable goals and keeping the project on track and focused on delivering its intended outcomes. Okay. Next, we have the approval and authorization. So once the product charter, stakeholder register, and initial, you can say, scope are defined, so the project must be formally approved by the project sponsor and other key decision makers. So this approval ensures that project has the the necessary resources and authority to move forward. Okay, so here we have the steps in approval and authorization. So review and you can see documents. So then key stakeholders review the project charter and initiation document. So the project charter and other documents are reviewed by the stakeholders. Okay, so second, we have here the sign off by project sponsor. So officially authorization to move forward. The project sponsor sign off on the document, officially authorizing the project to proceed. So next, we have the authority to project manager. So the project manager is given the authority to allocate resources, set up the project teams, and begin planning and execution. Okay. Next, we have the establishing the project manager's authority. So, the project manager's authority is formally granted during the project initiation phase. So the this includes the ability to make decision, allocate resources, and manage the team. The project chartered outlines this authority, ensures that the project manager can lead the project effectively and handle any issues that arise. Okay, so next we have the establishing the project manager's authority. Importance of the authority, you can see here the uh, grants the project managers the ability to make decision and manage the project. Then authority outlined in the project chart and ensures the project managers has the responsibility to lead the team. Okay. So next we have the key outputs of the project initiation. Okay. So here we have here the key outputs of the project initiation and project chartered. We have already discussed. Project chartered is the official document that authorizes the project and gives the project managers the authority to lead. Second, we have the stakeholder register. Okay, so we will maintain the stakeholder register, and stakeholder register is you can say the list of the stakeholders with their roles, interest, and communication needs. So next we have the initial project scope. So a high level. you can say high level overview of what the project will deliver and what is excluded. So next we have approval of project. So approval of project is the formal, you can say, authorization to begin the planning and execution, or is the executing the project. So next we have the why project initiation important. So here we have some points to discuss why is the project initiation important. As you can see here, provide a clear direction. So the project initiation establishes the project objectives, scope, and timeline, ensuring everyone is aligned and knows what needs to be achieved. Okay, so next we have this stakeholder alignment. Project initiation phase is also very helpful and in term to stakeholder for the stakeholder alignment. And the stakeholder alignments helps to prevent the conflict by aligning stakeholders' expectations with the project's goals early on. After that, we have the resource planning. So, resource planning ensures that the necessary resources are available and properly allocated for the project. Next, we have the risk identification. So identifies the risk early to you can say identification of risk early, so that they can be managed and mitigated throughout the project. Okay, so next we have the set boundaries. Means we will define the scope. So clearly defines the project boundaries to avoid the unnecessary changes and delays. After that, we have the official authorization. So it provides the legal and formal permission to start the project and move into the next phase. In the last, we have here the conclusion. So the project initiation phase sets the stage for project success by defining purpose, objectives, and gaining approval. So a well executed initiation ensures a solid foundation for planning and execution. So the project planning phase is the foundation of project success. By defining the project's purpose, objectives, scope, and key stakeholders, so this phase sets the direction for everyone that follows. So a well executed initiation phase ensures that the project is properly authorized. So the project manager has the necessary authority and resources are aligned with the successful completion of the project. Okay, so this was the overview of the project initiation phase. I hope everything is clear related to the project initiation. So thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.